unless you want me.
Hey guys, how we doing out here? Where's the energy? Come on. That's a little bit. How about even more? We've got a really great panel for you, so let's hear. Interesting. Who's an NFL fan again? Are you guys asleep? Who is an NFL fan? There. That's better. Me too. I'm one of those too. Hey, please welcome our moderator for this very, very special conversation. He's an NFL insider, a seasoned reporter, and one of the most well-connected voices in all of sports media. You've seen his work breaking major stories and sitting down with the biggest names in the game. You wanted the best? You got the best. Please welcome Jordan Schultz.
Thank you. All right. Okay, this one's super special. Big, big honor. We are telling the story of one of the most electric quarterbacks, players in NFL history. And now he is a coach, a head coach, Michael Vick. An absolute honor. The new coach of Norfolk State, Michael Vick. Appreciate you. Yeah, perfect. And then actually, from the man and creative mind behind Coach Prime, as well as evolution of a black quarterback, Anthony Smith, and also the creative mind behind the new BET upcoming docuseries on Coach Vick.
Is Michael?
So I'll start with Michael. It's been a few months now, December. Made huge news when you decided to come back and coach football in Virginia. What was the, I guess, impetus to becoming a head coach there? And also, what role did Deion Sanders play? And I know you spoke with him beforehand.
Yeah, well, I always wanted to coach. You know, it was always something that I could see in the future. I just didn't know it would happen as quick as it did. But my high school coach, Tommy Raymond, rest in peace. When I got the news that Norfolk State wanted me to come coach, I called the people that I knew would give me the best advice. And so even though it was 2 years ahead of the time that I wanted to do it, because I wanted to continue to work at Fox, you know, we felt like the time was now to walk through the door. And so I reached out to Deion Sanders. I reached out to the people that I trusted to help me make decisions, and they gave me great advice, and then I made a decision. And so this don't happen, Norfolk State don't happen without, you know, the other people green lighting it and giving me the confidence that I could do it.
Anthony, having worked with Michael before, what are you most excited about in terms of the upcoming series? I know we just spoke. You're going to really start shooting this week in Virginia.
No, absolutely, absolutely. Well, I mean, the thing that I love the most about working with Mike is the passion that he brings to everything he does. And knowing that coaching was important to him and talking with him about it when we were shooting our previous show, when he called and said he was doing it, like, I wasn't surprised because I knew it was very important to him. But the passion that he brings to everything, whether it's working at Fox, whether it was playing career, doing the doc that we did last year, and now coaching, he's passionate about it, brings energy, and then his family is a huge part of everything he does as well. So working with the family, not just his mom and his wife and his brother, but also the extended family that comes with him as well. So really excited about sharing the story.
Why was it so important, or how important was it to go to an HBC?
You know, one, it was just giving back in my community. I felt like, I'll take that back. I grew up watching Norfolk State. Not aspiring to go to Norfolk State as a school, because I knew my direction in order to make it to the NFL had to be big-time Division I football. But my coaches in Pop Warner, they used to take us to Norfolk State games. And I remember the games was just exciting. It was great culture. It was good people. And they really seemed like they loved football. So when I got the opportunity, I looked at the team, the state of Norfolk State football. And, knowing that I had to start somewhere, I felt like it was the best place to do it.
Do you think that coaching gives you an opportunity to, I guess I should rephrase it, are you more excited about coaching than winning? Or like how does that, because I know you want to shape young people.
Right. Yeah, it's more about education. It's more so about, giving these young men an opportunity to understand what it takes to be a leader. And not just on the football field, but in your community, in your household, amongst your peers. Leadership come in a lot of different forms. The football part is just an additive. I think we'll enjoy that. We'll enjoy winning because we're going to win. We'll enjoy the process, but it's all about growing as a man.
Yeah.
Hopefully 10 years from now, one of our young men will be sitting on the panel, talking to a group of people explaining why it's important to be a good person and a leader and being contrite in so many ways. So, it's just about giving back in that regard.
Anthony, do you think that this upcoming docuseries will have a more human interest side than perhaps Evolution of a Black Quarterback?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. I mean, that was really digging into football and the X's and O's, but also the history of that position. This is also going to feature and highlight the rebuilding process and what Mike and his staff is doing at NSU, but it's also going to focus off the field. I mean, Mike is coming home.
Yeah.
He's coming home, where it all started. And documenting that, seeing how the community has embraced them. I mean, you go back and look at the first press conference. The community came out in full with love. You saw people like Bruce Smith, Allen Iverson, that welcomed him back. So that's going to be a huge part of this as well, the homecoming, the family coming back. But also with the players, with some of the coaches, they have amazing stories. So highlighting that, focusing on that, featuring that is also something that we want to do as well. I know it's important to Mike as well to make sure that we're showing the players, showing the coaches, showing the family off the field as well.
I remember watching a special when Coach Prime was at Jackson State, and it really showed the difference between, let's say, a high Division I program and an HBC in terms of the facilities and everything that was available, resources. So what are the biggest challenges coaching at an HBCU?
The biggest challenges, I think, is just adversity in a lot of different forms. And you just mentioned the facilities are different, the financials are different.
Sure, much different.
And you got to kind of improvise. And sometimes that may take you going into your own pocket to make things happen. But at the end of the day, it's about the kids. It's about the young men that we trying to educate each and every day on what it takes to be a leader. And, I'm doing it in a different form, whatever it takes. That's the mindset. And so Anthony, the BET team, SMAC, they've been real helpful. Norfolk State accepted us as a team. And so, collectively, we feel like, now we just got to, okay, it's an area right here that needs to upgrade. We upgraded.
Yeah.
It's an area right here that needs, some special attention, and we pay attention. We target those areas, and, the goal, because who knows how long this could last, is, to leave the university in a better position than when we found it.
When was it that you started to think, I want to coach? And I also know you had asked Dion potentially, would it make sense to go into, let me be a position coach? Like, how did it all come together?
I asked Dion, should I be a position coach? Like, what route should I take? In my mind, just being honest, I always felt like I was a head coach. From watching my head coaches, like from Rex Ryan to Andy, I watched them real close. I watched everything. I can't say I listened and paid attention to everything, but I watched their movement, their mannerisms, how they handled the team, how they conducted themselves. And so I always felt like I could lead in that way. And so when I asked Dion was like, no, head coach, go for it. You can do it. And so each and every day I gain confidence. Each and every day I learn more and more. I'm getting to know my team, getting to know my staff. Our director of football operations, DeMarcus McMillan, is sitting in the crowd right now. He's done a great job just facilitating the day-to-day, working with our athletic director, helping me learn. And so you can't do it without a team. So in closing, and you will see this too, Anthony, I want our coaches, and I express to them, I think everybody needs to be a leader in the building. If I got to step out for an hour or two, then another coach step up and lead. And so the roles just continuously recycle.
What are you most excited about showing in terms of Michael, not only his personality, but you mentioned earlier, you said leader, and he's used that word as well. So what do you feel like you can really capture?
So I'm gonna take it back to our last project. So, and this is something that I knew, but seeing it up close and personal just blew my mind. And that was the respect that a lot of older players had for Mike, a lot of younger players had for Mike, and a lot of his contemporaries. But seeing that love up close and personal was really special. So, you know, that's different though when you're dealing with kids. Like I have a kid in college, Mike has a kid in college, so that's a little different versus people that are playing. But being out there earlier this spring, seeing the way that the kids responded to him, some of them coming solely for the fact that he was there, but seeing the way that he has the kids in his office, talking about football, but also talking about life, that's something that, you know, we're definitely excited to share as well. And I think it's going to be a huge part of the journey because, you know, most of these kids weren't alive when Mike was doing his thing, but they still know who he is. They're watching, you know, YouTubes, or they're playing the video games. But seeing the way that he interacts with them and this younger generation is really cool as well.
What do they say to you when they meet you? I feel like some of them are starstruck because I know you had a lot of success in the portal. We were just saying it's probably the most talent the program's ever had.
Yeah, it's really weird because, you know, they want to play for me, but they also appreciate what I did for the game of football. So I think the trust factor is there. But man, it's just, once we get past that hurdle that I'm now coach, then, you know, you see a different personality come out. Some of them you can tell still a little, not starstruck, but a little hesitant.
Yeah.
And so I got to be more personal with them. And I got to talk to them and invite them into my little space. And that's the cool part about this because that's what my coaches did for me. So I'm just trying to duplicate what they did to me in a whole different form. And I'm so glad I got a chance to start at this level with an HBCU at Norfolk State, back home, in my backyard, bold enough to showcase it and put it on a platform, BET, work with SMAC. We're not afraid of it. And hopefully it shows other young coaches how to blueprint, you know, show them a blueprint on how to become a head coach or how to just work through the process.
Andy Reid's a guy that you obviously played for. What has that relationship meant to you? Because he's talked a lot about you over the years and his admiration for you.
Yeah, when I think of Andy, I just think of him as a true role model in life. And it wasn't just for me, it was for so many other people like myself. You know, Jeremy Macklin, Deshaun Jackson, Fletcher Cox, like Donovan McNabb. Like he poured into so many people, and if I run into those guys and I ask them about Andy, I just talked to him a couple weeks ago. He shot me a text a couple weeks ago. Coach was always personable. He genuinely loved us, and he still do. And so I hope I can have that same relationship with my players over the years, you know, as I progress as a coach.
Wow. So he's texting you, giving you encouragement.
Yeah.
You can lean on him.
Like coaches always tell me, like, it's gonna happen. You're gonna crush it. You about to do great things. Actually, you know, some of his players are gonna come hang out. You know, his son gonna come hang out. Man, we just like the love is always reciprocated and recycled, like I say. And it's great to have people that you can draw experiences from and talk to them about, you know, the things that you're about to go through, because at some point I'm gonna face adversity. I'm gonna need Andy. I'm gonna need Dion. I'm gonna need Mike Tomlin. I'm gonna need to pick up the phone and call him.
Anthony, is that something? Oh, please.
Yeah, I was going to say, I mean, the other thing, too, that's been really cool on this journey, specifically with Andy, is I remember one of the first conversations that we had about the last project was Mike talking about working out with Patrick and Andy inviting him into camp and working out with Patrick when Alex Smith was still there, right?
Oh, this is probably 6 years ago, 7
Yeah.
years.
17.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then like even with Shador, before Mike took the job at NSU, Mike and Shador constantly in communication. Mike coaching up Shador from afar, having conversations. So him as a coach is something like when he told me last year, I mean, you could see it because of the way that he pours into the younger generation, but also the way they respond to him.
I'm glad you brought up Shador. Someone told me that he might have the best understanding of football of any quarterback they've ever seen to come into the NFL. How quickly can that translate for him? Because obviously there's an adjustment in speed of the game.
Yeah, I mean, it could transfer very quickly because, one, his dad was the greatest defensive player, one of the greatest defensive players to ever play the game, so he know defense. And once you know defense, all you got to do is learn the offense. And Coach Prime tells him where the voids are. Outside of myself, he don't need nobody else. And that's what quarterback is. It's about knowing what the defense is doing and being able to anticipate what they're about to do or what they're trying to do. And sometimes they're going to catch you off guard, but for the most part, if you can just be like one step ahead, you can get your throws off and you can make good decisions and the game can be real smooth.
What do you think Coach Vick would have told Michael Vick, the player?
Coach Vick would have told Michael Vick, the player, to pay more attention to detail. You have all the skill. You have a great understanding of the game. And I know I had a great understanding with working with Andy and hearing it over and over again. But it's still another step that you can take as far as putting in the time and putting in the work. So I kind of took that for granted because the game felt like it was easy. But you got guys like Tom Brady who, instead of spending 8 hours in the film room a week, he might be spending 13 or 14. And if I'm only getting 8 to 10, then that 3 extra hours could be the reason why they beat us. So it could be one or two things that you might pick out in the game, and this is going to work continuously, and we got to continue to do it. So it's all about game plan and strategy, and whoever executed the best is going to win.
So when you're making this show, how do you balance, okay, we want to show kids in the film room, we want to show them practicing, but we also want to show the daily struggles, daily successes in class, talking to parents. How do you showcase that?
Very carefully.
It's really hard to do.
Very carefully.
Very carefully. It's like, it's a needle that you have to, thread, but it's filming all the content, shooting all the best stuff. And the great thing about a series like this is that every 6-7 days there's going to be a game. So that's the structure. You're leading to a game every
fresh
week.
Content.
So that you have that to build off of, and that's the foundation of the show, the structure of the show. But it's all of that other stuff, and it's all of that other content, all of those other stories that are really going to put this over the top. And with all of these docs, whether it's the ones that we've done like Coach Prime or the great ones that are being done by other people, whether quarterbacks, Last Chance U, those sorts of docs, it's finding the balance as you're telling the story and as you're shooting with the characters to figure out what the right balance is between on the field, off the field.
Well, to that point, you're documenting the journey with SMAC and BET. Why were these the right partners? Specifically with BET, why was that the right partner?
Oh, you already know the answer to that question. I mean, it's HBCU. And for what BET stands for, what they meant to the black entertainment community, that, to be able to showcase it on that level, I think is amazing. And so, we had to be real meticulous about this, had to think it through. Obviously, did we want this to be showcased and highlighted? And for some platforms, it just don't fit the mold. Not to say that it just fit.
Yeah.
It just fit. And so, I was really comfortable with that. Smack was comfortable with that. My team of coaches was comfortable with it. And we felt like it was a good thing to, put out into the universe. And so now they get us as an HBCU, me as a coach, and us making mistakes and learning from it and, laughing at the good and, picking up from the bad.
As soon as you perked up when I asked that, so I sense the excitement. What's been the reaction from fans, family, not only to go back and coach, but also that you're going to document the first season?
I mean, the market that we attract, it's pretty quiet, man. Like, it's a major thing, but at the same time, like, we feel like 10 years from now, 15 years from now, people will be able to go to whatever streaming service it exists on outside of BT or if it's just BT. Yo, I want to become a head coach one day. Hey, man, just go watch the Coach Vick or go watch Coach Prime on Amazon.
Yeah.
And go and watch our day-to-day
Legacy.
operation and how we, two different personalities, two different people, but the communication still comes across the same. And so, and I'll let you attest to this, all the feedback I've been getting is be yourself.
Be yourself.
Be yourself.
Yeah.
Don't try to be nobody else. Have fun and enjoy it. And so, we just hoping that this is a blueprint. And plus, it's cool, man. The world is about content these days.
Yes.
And if you're afraid to get on camera, you're afraid of the content, then just stay away from it. But it's been nothing but good for me and my family and my team and hopefully for Smack and hopefully to work wonders for BET as well.
Yeah, I mean, to that point, I mean, think about, how cool is it to be able to document, some of the great chapters in your life. Yeah. And this is a great chapter in this life. I mean, when you think about Coach Prime, it's like last year, we were able to document the last season that Dion had with his two sons.
Right.
And Travis Hunter, who's like a surrogate son. Mike coming home. Like, we're going to be able to document him coming home, but also doing something for the community. He's not just coming back home. He's building up this program. And, when all of us are retired and we're looking back 10, 15, 20 years to be able to pop that in and look at that, I mean, that's a cool thing for him to show his son, as he's getting older, he's got him out here. But the grandsons, granddaughters, to be able to show them this chapter of life, like he said, it's just a cool thing.
So it really, the homecoming to Virginia, not just Newport News, but Virginia, this is a huge part of the series that goes well beyond football.
No doubt. I mean, if this was like University of, I'm just throwing it out to Houston, I might have felt like, I don't know, we still might have came together and talked about it. It's just that we at home, it's first year coaching.
Rip.
And man, like, one thing I've never been afraid of, well, I am to a certain degree, is the win-loss column. Looking at a win-loss column and competing, to me, it's like my life. And so, even though I know it could go south. We could lose every game this season. It could be a total shame. It could be egg in my face. But you know what? I'm willing to get back up, try it again, and I guarantee you year 2 will be different. And so I'm willing to put that type of energy into the universe. I'm willing to put that type of confidence into the universe that you can do whatever you want to do. If you're doing something, believe in it, trust the process, and just know it's going to be some ups and downs. And when the adversity hit, then you just kind of figure out a way to navigate it and get through it. So it's going to be fun, man. It's going to be really cool.
This is a little bit random, but selfishly, I want to ask this question. Favorite 5 quarterbacks today to watch?
Shit.
Jordan, you just put us on the spot there.
I did.
I mean, I'm just, obviously Lamar, Patrick, Josh Allen, Jalen Hurts, Jaden Daniels.
That's a great list.
I mean, it's probably 6 or 7 more, but those my top 5.
To that point, when you think about how much the league has changed, how much different do you feel like the NFL is from playing the quarterback position now to when you came in?
I don't think it's too much different. I just think the concepts are different. I think the play calling is different. The speed of the game. I feel like the game is always going to be predicated on controlling the line of scrimmage, running the football. I don't want to give away my game plan. And then, a little play action pass. So it's going to always be that. You look at the top teams that make it, they do those three things really, really well. And then just being able to put the right personnel of people together is important too. I learned that in working with Andy in Philadelphia and working with some of the, the great offensive and defensive minds. It's really all about putting the right players together.
Anthony, will you be able to feature former coaches as well as standout personalities? Have you already started to think about how the show's going to come together?
Absolutely. We're going to follow Mike's lead. We're going to follow Coach's lead. We have had great success in the past with Coach Prime, being able to document the people that came in. We know AI was at the spring game.
Wow.
As I mentioned, there were some great people that were at the press conference. So as documentarians, we're going to document what's happening. And if things are naturally, organically happening, if he's making calls, if he has people coming in to talk to the team, talk to the staff, that's part of the process. That's part of the journey.
And then I don't want to, I can't take this job and ask for help every day. Because to some degree, I think these coaches expect, you don't step into this role and not know exactly what to do. So my conversations with them going to be, it might be about X's and O's, it might be about an issue that I might be having with a player. It might be a way I need to handle a certain situation. But I want to go through the ups and downs and the bumps and bruises, and I only want to, pick up the phone and make that call if it's needed, if it's warranted.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I want to be able to make that call like, Coach, I can't wrap my mind around this one. Game plan wise, all that, man, I can handle that. But it's got to be something that I just can't figure out. But Mike Tomlin, he just told me a couple weeks ago, yo, this ain't no secret. My door is open, my phone is always on, waiting for you. And I'll use it for sure. I'll definitely use it.
Documenting that is not necessarily easy to do as well. Forget the winning and losing, and even the X's and O's, Anthony, but the opportunity to showcase how hard it is to be a head coach, but also Michael being vulnerable, saying, I don't know the answer to this question. I have to reach out. This will all be a part of it.
It's all about authenticity. It's all about being organic. We're not going to force anything. It's not a reality show. It's a documentary. It's a documentary series. But when those things happen and Mike is willing to share, then of course we're gonna document it. Now look, some of those conversations are also going to be private, and we're going to respect that. And there's going to be times where the cameras have to be turned off. And that's the great thing about SMAC, about Constance and Michael. Constance Schwartz-Marini, Michael Strahan, the founders of SMAC. The great thing about them knowing the way that professional sports works, knowing the way that athletes at a high level work and what they need, there's going to be that respect factor, and we're not going to force ourselves into places that we're not wanted, but also in situations where it's better for the cameras to be off. And we're going to follow Coach's lead with that. But we know we're going to get some great content, and we know we're going to have a great series because there's great things that are happening in Virginia right now, and we're really excited.
Part of the reason I think we work well together is too is they know when everything can be documented. They know when to shut it down. They know when it's a cool moment. They know when it's a moment where it's not so cool. And so I appreciate that part too, man. But for everybody this year, man, everybody who in this crowd right now, follow NSU football. It's going to be a great year for us.
Absolutely. On BET coming next year.
BET, for sure.
Do we know when it's going to drop, roughly?
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay.
Not yet.
Yeah,
You'll be there for the whole season.
Yeah, we'll be there all
season. We want
season.
to finish up because we don't know when we're going to finish up, but we're confident that we're going to compete. That's all we can say.
I can't wait for it. I'm really appreciative of the opportunity to be on stage. I want to say thank you to Anthony Smith and Michael Vick for this great conversation about football,
Thank you.
purpose, partnership. Norfolk State's gonna be something special.
Thank you.
Behold, the green
Thank
and
you
gold.
both so much.
Thank you.
And thank you to all the fans. Thanks, Mike. I don't know what. Yeah, of course.